Welcome to Kusum.net. This is ASP.NET MVC tutorial and you are watching part 60 View Start in ASP.NET MVC. So in this tutorial you will learn advantages of using View Start in .cshtml file. Okay. So before watching this video, please watch my previous parts 57, 58 and 59. In part 59, I was explained about layout views in MVC. So in part 59, we discussed that to associate a view with a layout file, we have to set layout property on each and every view. This violates dry, don't repeat yourself principle and has the following disadvantages. Means in the last video session, I was explained how to set the layout. You will make one file of layout and use in every view page. Layout equal to given the path using that. So every view has to copy this path of layout. So the disadvantages of that, the redundant code, maintenance overhead to use a different layout file. All the views need to be updated. So if you don't want to need to update all the views, we will learn today in this lecture. So what is ViewStart.CSHTML file? ASP.NET MVC3 has introduced ViewStart.CSHTML. Specify the layout property in this file and replace it in the view folder so that all the views will effect using that ViewStart.CSHTML file. And you will write a path of layout inside of that ViewStart.CSHTML file. So all the views will then use the layout file that is specified in ViewStart.CSHTML. So this eliminates the need to specify layout property on each and every view and making them more cleaner and maintainable. If you want to set of views in a specific folder to use a different layout file, then you can include another viewstart.cshtml file in that specific folder. Means uh, a controller have a different views, and if you want every view have separate layout, then you will make a separate viewstart file for that views folder. Okay. So when I use viewstart.cshtml file, can I still layout property on individual views? Yes. If you want to use layout file that is different from what is specified in viewstart.cshtml, means if one view have multiple files, one views have a controller's views, a different .cshtml file, and you want a different layouts for each and every views, then you can set layout property of that views file, right? So let's see in the Visual Studio. You can see here I have customer controller, and this customer controller have the views create, delete, details, edit, and index. Okay, and in the shared folder I have one layout file, this. Okay, inside of that layout file I have displayed this table have three rows. The first row have the title, the second row have two DDs, this tr of the second row have menu and a render body. Render body will display the list of the transaction. Okay, and in the footer row I will display whatever we have to pass the message. Okay. Now for this every view, if I want to use layout, then what I have to do, in the last lecture I was explained about that, you have to set here, the layout path on upper side of the file here. Okay, like layout equal to like this. Okay, inside of this you will set the part of the layout. Okay, so every view has to pass this path, then it will display that layout view. Okay, but I want to set only one file and use in multiple views. So I will right click on this views folder and will create a viewstart.cshtml file. Right click on the view, add, click on view, write the name, suppose view start. Okay, and I don't use the layout page. Okay, I just give a path inside of the viewstart.cshtml. So employee without model. Okay, create this. After creating this file, we will write just the path of the layout. Okay, in this I will pass the path of my layout file. The path is shine views folder, and inside of that shared folder, inside of that layout.cshtml. Okay, this is the path of the layout which I have set into this viewstart.cshtml. Now this viewstart.cshtml will display the layout in all these create, delete, details and edit views. Okay, so first we will delete all the layouts from this views. There is no layout. Okay, in this edit file have this layout. Okay, so I remove this so that the view start can apply the layout changes in this edit, then create. Inside of create I will delete the layout and details. Okay, nothing, delete known layout. Okay, so it will use this create details index.cshtml will use this viewstart.cshtml file and display with the layout which is specified in the viewstart file, right? So now build it and run it. Right, now the page is displayed here and this layout comes from the viewstart.cshtml. You can see here when I click on edit, it displays the layout, same layout of the viewstart. Okay, in this delete file also same, in the index also the same. So all the layouts come from this viewstart.cshtml, right? Okay, let's see now the another one. Where else can I specify a layout file? Layout file can also be specified in a controller action method or in an action filter. Yes, you can set it in a controller in a method. Okay, so how to set? Like this, return view, the view name and the file name of the layout. Okay, here is my this layout file and the method create. Okay, so we will discuss section filters in a later video session. Okay. Uh, let's check this how to set in a controller side. So suppose I am taking this create.cshtml file. Sorry, inside of this customer controller, I will use the method of the create. First, I will delete. Uh, I will delete the layout from here. For that, what I will do, I will create one another layout and use that layout in this customer controller. For that, I will create one layout in the share folder. Right click on this, add, so that we can understand if the layout is applied or not. Okay, so add, view, and give the name different layout. Okay, uh, and in this layout, I will just apply the tag, suppose custom.net, and will apply the style equal to color, right? I have created this layout. Inside of that, only passing this custom.net header tag. Okay, I will use this for create method, for create view. So go to the customer controller using the control method of the create. Okay, here I will use the name of that layout, different layout underscore. Okay, so this create view will using this different layout. Okay, run this create view. Okay, we have forget one thing. So you will apply this render body method. Okay, this is necessary to display the transactions of this create.cshtml. So save it and refresh it. Now you can see here my layout file, which header tag I was written, this display here. So this create view is affected from that different layout file. So this way you can set inside of this controller method your views. Okay, now see. Okay, yes, the if the browser is Google Chrome, then if you want to use different layout, and for another browsers, if you want to display another layouts, then it is possible. How? You will just write the code for it like this, where in the viewstart.file, viewstart.cshtml file, right? So layout equal to request.browser.edge browser. If it is Chrome, then use this layout.cshtml, or if it is not Chrome, then use this different layout.cshtml, right? So we will use this code. Let's check in the Visual Studio and go to the this viewstart.cshtml, okay, which is open here. this is my ViewStart.CSHTML. I will use here this layout technique. Okay, so request.browser.isBrowser, request.browser.isBrowser. Okay, inside of that, if it is Chrome, question mark, then use this layout or this layout, right? So you will use this or this. Okay, for this, okay, right, we'll write tilde sign, use and shade, then layout. If it is Chrome, then it will use this path. Copy this and paste it here. In place of this layout.cshtml, I will use different layout. So different layout.cshtml, right? Okay, I have set this inside of the ViewStart. Okay, now we will run the program, refresh the page. Presently I am using this Google Chrome browser, so it will use the property of layout page. Okay, and inside of this layout there is orange background, so every views in this Google Chrome browser will display this yellow layout of the layout file. Okay, now I will run this program inside of another browser. Suppose you can set from here, no problem. Close it, use from here. Suppose it is Internet Explorer, right? Now run the program. And write the controller name customer index view and run it. It doesn't run properly. Okay. Okay, now you can see here in the Internet Explorer the file ViewStart file using this different layout file. Okay, so the header is displayed in the red color. Okay, and orange background is removed because it is using a different layout. Okay, let's go for another topic. So all partial views in my application are now using the layout file specified in ViewStart.CSHTML. Means if you will create any partial views inside of that view folder, it will use the technique whatever you have used. Okay, so all the views will display the same layout for Google Chrome and for another Internet Explorer or any browser. Okay, so if we want to specify that partial view does not use this layout, then how do I prevent this partial views from using a layout file? So details action method below returns customer partial view and is using the layout file specified in VIEWSTART.CSHTML. So to give the different layout for the partial view, you will use like this. Inside of action method, in place of action method, you will use partial view result, and to return partial view, you will use this partial view. Okay, in place of return view. So what will be the layout file extension if VB.NET is my programming language? That will be .vb.html, right? So let's check how to prevent partial view from using layout.cshtml or viewstart.cshtml. For that, let's create a partial view. Okay, so go to this customer controller, or you will go here inside of use customer folder, right click on this, add, create view, select create as a partial view, right? So I will give the name customer partial. Okay, this is my partial view. This. Okay, and inside of this partial view, I will display something. Suppose something from this details, and use this tag of the details view page, right? Copy this and paste in partial view, right? This is my partial view, and I have not defined here any layout, and I will declare the model @model web application, the name of the Visual Studio file dot models dot customer. Okay, because I have created this entity data model inside of the model folder. Okay, so I have given this path. I have used this model, and I will go to this customer controller and will create. I have taken this detail from this details view. So let's go to the details method, and here we will use in place of action result partial view result. So change this, and here return partial view. Okay, and like this, return partial view and the partial view name and the controller name. Okay, so partial view name, what is my partial view name? Customer partial. So underscore customer partial and comma, name of the controller is customer. Okay, customers controller S. Save it. So let's go in the partial view. I have used a details method. Okay. So I will click on the details and it will display the partial view of the detail without layout. Okay. So when I click on this details, it will use the layout property of the partial view. So it doesn't display anything. Why? Because at the controller side, I have using this partial view result action method. Okay. And here written by partial view. And this partial view is using this partial view name and the controller. So it will doesn't use that view start file. Okay. So to remove the partial view from effect of the layout, you will use this technique partial view result and partial view and use the name of partial view and the controller name. Okay. So that partial view doesn't effect from the view start. So this is the end of my video session. If you like this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe it. Thank you. Have a great day.